Whether you're new to the kitchen or you've been at it for a while, Ask the Nanny's digital cookbook has a little something for everyone. Be sure to pick up your copy today. Now is the perfect time to start planning for Valentine's Day. The Sweethearts Box by This Jam Good has everything you need to help create the perfect romantic evening. Don't get caught scrambling at the last minute. Place your order today. Play isn't just about playing. There's a lot of hard work going on. It's about balance and cooperation, counting and measuring, critical thinking, problem solving, hand-eye coordination, precision, sharing and socialization, music, sequence, patterns, spatial relations, cause and effect, teamwork, imagination, and creativity. Never underestimate the power of play. The Smart Box by Nanny Kim on the Go. Have everyone saying, "That's one smart kid."
Getting started with M-Card Plus. Once signed in, you'll see your card box. This shows all the M-Cards you've created, received, or shared. To create an M-Card, which includes vital details about your child, simply tap the blue plus icon. Here, add the child, along with the child's emergency contacts. Make sure to add any allergies the child may have, along with any medical, health, or other alerts, and some of your child's favorites. When you're all finished, tap Finish Card. Add a photo of your child and customize the colors. Now tap Generate M-Card. It's that easy. This M-Card contains everything someone watching your child needs, and you can easily share by tapping the Share button. M-Card Plus, what every child needs you to know.
Nannies are blowing up on social media. It's time to get noticed and get things moving. Are you ready to connect with other nannies and learn about all the daily events in the nanny community? You can post your next event and never miss a beat with our brand new online service, Nanny announcements. Sign up now at nannyannouncements.com. Hi, Super Nannies. Did you hear? We are proud to announce the launch of our new business called Clearly Nanny, and we have something just for you. To do just that, we present you nanny-inspired pins. We see how hard you have worked during the pandemic, and now more than ever, you should be proud to call yourself a nanny. Join our movement of 100,000 nannies proudly wearing their pins. Purchases can be made at clearlynanny.com, where we are 100,000 strong.
Hello, 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 everyone. How is everyone doing? Let me put
Nice.
in.
Oh,
There we go.
so
Now we're ready.
what's that?
We're
Also not weather.
live on Instagram. As soon as Ms. Shada joins, we'll get started. So, okay, let me move this way so you all can see. Got it? Okay, so do you see me live, Shada? Okay, there we go. There she is. Yeah. Hello, hello, hello. Waiting for Miss Nanny Sharz. And it's connecting. Da,
Hi.
da, da, da. There she is. Hold on, let me move back.
Me there.
Let me.
I tried a little something different with my headscarf today, so I don't know if I should do it the other way next time.
Okay, so I don't know what this little line is right here. Between the two of them. Oh, it's your ceiling.
No, it's mine.
It's your ceiling.
It's mine.
I think it's the angle of my. I was like, what?
Oh, is it? Do you want to
little
bring it
line?
forward?
I don't know.
Sorry,
Just,
let me
just
bring
leave
it forward because that's probably going to irritate people. That better?
Yes. Now there's a distinct line between this because it looked like it was like, yeah.
Sorry. Sorry.
Yes.
Sorry, guys.
Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to the Nanny Hookup. Yes. I am Ask the Nanny, and this is
Nanny Sharz.
Yes. And together we are the Nanny Hookup. Today we are going to be talking about how much do you charge
for your services?
Yes.
Because this is coming up a lot.
Yes.
Let me put, I don't know if you can put it or I can put it and you pin it.
Okay, well you put it and maybe I can you type it and I can tag it. Hello, Rose Smith. Thanks for watching. How are you? She's watching us on Facebook. Let me turn the comments
there you go.
on.
Can you pin that?
Here. Okay, so
I don't really like this lip picking. I didn't realize it was going to come up so
pin
shiny.
comment. Sure can. There you go. It is pinned. Hello, Insight to Marketing. And let's see, Fernanda, maternity nurse. How are you? Shada's gonna
Angela, we
me.
are not reading out names this week.
That's what I said. Shada's gonna kill me.
Yeah, no. We say hello to everyone. We're not reading out each name. No, Angela, no. We're not butchering names this week.
Hello. That's all
Hi,
I'm gonna
everyone
say.
that's coming in. We appreciate you.
Yes, we appreciate you joining us. Thank you for joining us. Okay, so tell us, Shada, there is a line between your worth, your value, how much you charge, and the area in which you live here in the United States. Now, I would not charge the same amount in the state of Arkansas as I charge in the state of Texas because of the living conditions and because of the economy there. So when I take into account how much I charge, I take into account where I live, but that's only for certain services. If I am mentoring is the same. If I am doing a service like newborn care specialist or nanny or being a lactation educator, all of that has different pricing according to where I am, simply because I know the cost of living in some areas is higher than in others, or else I will be continuously out of a job because I know my worth. But does the cost of living in this area, is it conducive to my worth? And how much am I worth in this particular area? Now, your thoughts on that?
Me, I think when you ask someone, because you know me, I'm just going to be my outspoken self. When you ask someone how much should I charge, first of all, that tells me that you're not confident in your abilities. Because if you are confident in your abilities, you will know how much you're worth. Now, we need to take into consideration with your rate. You need to take into consideration what it is that's being asked of you. Because if you're someone like myself or Angela that has different services, does the person want a nanny service? Do they want you to cook and clean?
You're going
and
in and
laundry?
out.
Okay, what about?
You're
Sorry,
kind of low.
Can you hear me now?
Yes,
Can you hear me?
I
Yeah,
can
because
hear
it's
you
there.
now.
Sorry. Right. Sorry. I hope. Can you hear me now? Yeah, we good?
We're good.
Yeah. So basically, what I was saying was, it depends on what service. If you're just a nanny, then fair enough, you're gonna have your own prices. But with your nannying prices, how you would work out what you charge is how many hours you're required for, and what are the duties of the job. Obviously location as well, how many children there is, what is it that you're going to have to use, like in terms of your skills. So your experience comes into account, because if you've been a nanny for 6 months, you can't be trying to charge what a nanny for 20 years has been doing.
Exactly.
Right? So you need to also try to look at the average market rate in that area. I personally ignore that because I am not average and I'm not market rate. So I don't take that into account, but I can afford to do that because I'm 17, nearly going on 20 years in my career. But if you're at the beginning of your career, that's something to take into account. You also need to take into account your skill set. Do you speak another language? What kind of things can you bring to the family that they probably haven't asked for, but you know they might need? So really and truly, when you are calculating your costs, I try to ask myself, I go backwards. How much am I willing to do this for? What's the least amount I'm willing to do this for? That's what I ask myself. And if the job is quite demanding, then that's going to reflect in the pay rate that I give. If it's a job that, they just want childcare, no laundry, no household duties, like nothing related to the children, just literally look after the children, my rate might be a bit lower. So that's why when people ask me, what do you charge? I said, it's different for every family.
Can I ask you a question right quick?
Charge. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
When you said about what I'm responsible for, now, when you say this is the least amount that I would charge for that job, do you also put it in your contract that if it goes beyond this specific little box that you got me in, if we go outside of that box and you keep adding and adding and adding, that your rate will be added and added and added?
I put exactly. So I say, if you want to add these duties on, and I will spell out what the duties are, it will then be charged at this extra rate on top of what I'm doing, right? Or if I will break it down so they know, if you want to add this to it, this is the extra £15 an hour or extra £25 an hour or whatever the costs are. Yeah. I think it's very, very important to know what is required of you first, because it needs to make sense. You can't just give someone, that's what you say, how much do you charge? I'd say it's very different for every family. But I have, for my nanny services, I have a rate, right? That I say starting rate from,
Exactly,
but
because that's
so
what
I give them a starting rate. I give them a starting rate so they know roughly, okay, it's going to be this or more. And starting rate is very basic duties, very basic duties. The more you require of me, the more you're going to have to pay, because that's more time I'm putting into your home, your children, and it's going to require more energy and planning from me outside of my nanny hours. So yeah, that's what it really boils down to. So I want you guys, when you're thinking of charging, even if you're not a nanny and you're someone that provides a service-based business, think of how much the least your amount you're willing to work for, and then look at what other people in your field are charging. But that, again, I don't really watch that because I'm not them and they're not me. And they don't know my worth either. So if I, for instance, see that my potty training packages, I've seen other people charge so much money for it, and I'm like, okay, I better don't feel I can charge that if I want to. I just don't feel that's reasonable. Right. That's my opinion, right? Then I will say, well, I think I'm willing to, work for this, and with this is how much things are going to get. And I also have to look at it from a customer point of view as well. I'm very good at taking myself out of a situation and looking at it from a different perspective. So I would look at it like, if I was a mom and I needed this and I was on this kind of salary, how much would I be willing to pay? Like, I then even ask people as well, like talk to other nannies, or I talk to other people doing similar stuff to me, and I say, do you think it's reasonable to charge this? And I just hear their opinions. It doesn't mean, they might be like, no, that's ridiculous, you charge too much. But they might be like, oh my God, you don't charge enough. But I'm not going to take in their opinions in terms of what the decision I'm going to make. But it's just nice to hear different perspectives, because it kind of gives you a rough idea of where you're kind of, right, where you kind of are.
Because I always.
What about you? You're distracted. Oh, you're frozen.
Sorry. Somebody called me. Sorry. Oh my gosh.
I was like, why is she not talking? Hi, Jen.
And it knocked my earplugs off. Hold on. I might have to start over. Let me take them out and put them back in the case so that I can reconnect.
We can hear you.
I know, but it's probably echoing on Facebook. That's why I said, let me take them out. And
sorry.
Okay, now let me put them back in.
Technical difficulties, guys. Sorry. If you are watching this live, can you please share it, please? Thank you.
Yes.
To your followers.
Now, can you hear me?
You. Yes. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I can hear you.
I had to take it out because I have two iPhones. One I have on Facebook just in case some of the viewers, their comments don't come up on our screen. So I'm watching. Anyway, I got 3 different devices going. So, and 2 of them are Apples, and if you have an Apple, you know that Apples connect. And
I don't like Apple.
Well, my Apples are connected. So it switched when somebody called me. It switched me off of my this phone that I'm doing on Instagram to my other phone, which is why
you need to come and give my mom a technical lesson, because she don't know nothing about technology, boy. And you're just out here just killing it. You're like, Shada,
I only do what I know. I only do what I know.
No, but you know a lot. Don't downplay your experience. You know a lot.
But as you were saying, when I considered, like I said, I've lived in too many places. I've moved about 30 times. I've lived in about 12, 13 different states. So it just depends on the economy. And that's one of the reasons why I go on interviews. As to, like I said, I wouldn't charge the same thing in Arkansas that I do here. Because for me, yes,
no,
I have bills.
I'm just reading the comments. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
I shouldn't realize I was getting distracted. Sorry. I was like, for who? Me? I got bills. So listen, let me just quickly say this. please, let me just interrupt very quickly. I'm
Okay.
very sorry, but it needs to be said. And for you, the Spanish governess, who I love very dearly, listen, girl, we have bills to pay. So do the parents that pay us. They have bills to pay and they have jobs that pay them. Okay. So please don't feel guilty about talking about money, because the same way their bills need paying, the same way our bills need paying. And you know
Yeah.
what? Those bills are not going to pay themselves. And when you get that letter in the post telling you that your bill is due, that's what I used to be so like and riddled with anxiety to talk about money. Seriously, trust me. I used to be like, oh my God, I find it so uncomfortable. I feel like they're gonna feel like I'm not doing it for the right reasons. But you see, when those bills dropped on my table, I said, oh, I need to start talking up, because those bills are not gonna benefit from me being quiet and being uncomfortable. So I had to get uncomfortable to be comfortable, if that makes sense. So it needs to be said. At the end of the
You
day,
have
these
to come
parents know
out of
you're
your
doing a job. You do.
Mhm.
You have to come out your
Mhm.
comfort zone, because everyone's got
Mhm.
bills to pay. Unless you got rich parents that are paying your way, woohoo, good luck to you. But
Yes.
you know, that's not what I don't have that privilege. You know what I'm saying? So when my bills come, that's what when I lived on my own, that's when I started to realize, I need to start talking about money. I need to talk. I
Yes.
need to. Yeah.
Yes. And
Boy, those bills don't pay by themselves.
people will contact you. I know they contact me saying, I'm working this and they want this, and is this enough? Am I charging enough? I mean, what exactly are you doing? What area are you in? Um, there are several nanny calculators all over, the internet, but I have a base salary based on my bills. I have a base salary based on my bills, and then I go from there. And I tell them, and I have a list of this is extra. All
Mm-hmm.
these things on the side are extra if you want to. And I have them listed in the contract with a check box. You got a little box there or by the side. If these are additional services, all the additional services you would like, please check the box so that they will know this is in there. This is in the contract. This is how much in addition to the base salary that I will be paying per hour. So,
Mm-hmm.
or if it's a once a week thing, this is how much I charge that for that once a week thing.
Mm-hmm.
So it just depends on, like I said, where I am, because in DC, I charge a whole lot more than what I do here. Out in California, up in New York, they charge totally different. Their
Mm-hmm.
base salary for just a basic NCS is almost $10 more than if I was in Arkansas with my experience. Just that, because based on the economy, based on where they are, and it's a whole lot. The cost of living. It's like triple the cost of living here than out in California or up in New York. Triple the cost. So based on where I am is how I charge. But I do have a base salary. Okay, these are my bills. This is what I need to make, and this is why I give you the base salary, and all this is extra because it's going to cost extra time, extra money. But
Time is money.
time is money, and I know me. I go the extra mile most of the time. I go the extra mile, but I don't want the family to think to do what I like to call a job creep on me, because I have, I know that you were sick and dad was working late and the kids were just, all over the place. I cooked dinner for you because out of the goodness of my heart to help the household run smoothly. This is not I'm going to be cooking dinner from now on. This is, I see a need. I know you're not feeling well. Out of the kindness of my heart, I'm doing this because I want the kids, the welfare of the kids and you and dad, because I generally love the kids and I generally love the families that I work with. But I don't want it to come across as oh, now I am the chef. And so what are you cooking on Monday? Excuse me? What'd you say? Er?
I don't know. I keep doing that face.
Nothing.
Creeping me out.
The kids are having breakfast. This is what they're having for lunch, and they'll be with you for dinner. That's what I'm cooking on
I'm just
Monday.
saying.
But because I've had that happen to me,
Yeah, of
uh,
course.
and both parents were sick, and I'm there helping them. They weren't sick to the point where they couldn't move, but they were sick enough where they were like out of it and
Mm.
couldn't handle. I stayed late.
Did
Came in
they
early.
ask you to pay again? I mean, to cook again after once they got better?
After they got better, it was like they were both sick for a week. And then the next week when I came in, I said, "Oh, how's everybody doing?" "Oh, we're doing much better. We're doing." I said, "Okay." So when I got ready to leave, Dad looks and he said, "So what's for dinner?" I said, "I don't know. What are you having for dinner?" And I was like, he's looking at me like, "Where's the food? Where's the beef?"
Oh, they got
Like,
comfortable. They got
Dad,
comfortable.
Dad
They had
asked
some of that
me.
jam good, that good food, that country food. They were ready. Oh,
Dad asked
what's for
me, and
dinner?
I'm looking at him like, I don't know what
What
you
did you
having for
say?
dinner, but
What did you say? What did you say?
I was like, I don't know what you have for dinner. I know what I'm having for dinner, but I was like, I don't know. No,
Wasn't that
you looking at
awkward?
it was very awkward. And
I'm very sarcastic, so I would have
I
handled
and
that
I
so differently.
explained to them. I said, "Well, I know that you all are sick. You're not feeling well, so I will offer to stay late this week. To help out and do some things around the house because I know you're not feeling well. I offered to do this because this is just who I am and what I do. This is not a part of my job description. This was not a, oh, okay, I'm taking on these tasks and this will be my job forever from now on. No, it was, I am taking on
Using the
these tasks
initiative.
to because I genuinely want you all to feel better. I know you don't feel well enough. I really don't want you sneezing in the food and giving it to the kids because that means they're gonna give it to me.
Mm.
So I
I
was
see a
protecting myself.
question.
Okay.
Let's see, Fernanda. Hi, Fernanda. I love Fernanda. She's so sweet.
It happens
Shada,
money.
if you get a job from an agency, can you still charge what you want or think it's fair? Okay, this is a very good question because, funny enough, I decided to go self-employed last year, which was very, very, what's the word? Very brave and risky in this climate.
Mm-hmm.
But I just don't like the idea of asking someone to go on holiday. Like that is a big deal for me. And then when I go on holiday, I can't stay longer than a week. I've done that for 17 years. I like to go away, if possibly 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and don't want to have to feel like I have to come back and answer to anyone. So for me, I made a decision to go self-employed. Now I work self-employed. A lot of my jobs is through recommendations, through my social media and stuff like that. But I do work with several agencies that send me jobs, and then I charge my self-employed rate to the families. Also, I work with some agencies that are not happy for me to do that, and that's absolutely fine. So I then have to work under the agency's wage, which is a lot less
Lower,
than
yes.
when I say a lot less, than what I would charge. The parents are aware that through the agency they're getting me a lot cheaper, which I hate, but I have to honor that the agency have found me work, so I take it. And also as well, the more families that I work with, the more children I get to work with. So it's a win-win. So mine is a mixture. Some agencies I give my own always gross rate, hourly rate, and they give it to the parents. I prefer those agencies because it means that I'm not taking a loss financially. But then there's others that give me loads of work and it's at the UK standard, which still I negotiated and said I'm sorry, for my level of experience, I'm not accepting that. So only give me jobs from this pay grade up. And so they know they only send me the ones that I'm willing to work, to be honest. so that I hope that answered your question. But if you are self-employed or you want to go down that route, be flexible, because what I'm not going to do is turn down these jobs, even though they're a little bit cheaper. I'm not going to turn down these jobs, because then to me that's another customer in a way. So I have had it before where a family I'm working for through an agency, have told their friends about me, and then their friends want to book me. So that could bring in extra work. So I always try to take it, if it makes sense financially, and also I'm excited about working for this family, I take the position. But it really depends, like I said. I hope that answered your question. Okay, I think it does. There you go. Fernanda, let me know if it answered your question.
Yes, yes. And I have never worked for an agency. I have signed up for several,
What?
but
You never worked for
I have
agency?
never ever worked for an agency.
What?
Nope. I have signed up for 3 agencies when I moved to Dallas. Most of my jobs that I have gotten have come from online websites.
Oh my God, what is this you're telling me?
From when I lived in DC, they have this
Well, you're booked and busy.
word of mouth.
Yeah, that's what a lot of my jobs is, word of mouth as
Word
well.
of mouth. In DC, when I was in DC, they have a newspaper called the Northwest Current, and it's a newspaper that goes around in the Northwest DC area, which is one of the elite areas. One of the, most of the houses, most of the people that live in the Northwest
When you say
DC,
DC, do you mean Washington, DC?
Washington DC. I'm sorry. I forgot.
No, so just for us English folks, we're like, you guys got a
Washington
state
DC.
that's Seattle, Washington, and then you got a state that's Washington DC. I'm confused. Which Washington are we talking about? So I had
Washington
to clarify.
DC. When I was living in Washington DC, it was the newspaper called Northwest Current, and like you said, neighbors, friends. My friend wants a date night. Can you do this? Can you do that? And if you find a lawyer or a politician, most of them know a lot of people on the Hill, and when they call me, I got your number from so and so. Okay, and I give them a reference. Oh, I know them. Okay, so when I tell them my reference, but then when can we come? When can we meet you? We know them, so we want you. I'm like, you don't know nothing about me. You haven't even talked to me for 5 minutes. But because they know this other person that works with them or has worked with their husband or closely, they have heard about them. They want me because of word of mouth. We've heard about you. We know about you. And I'm like, your name is being spoken in rooms where your feet have never touched.
Not even Lisa. Who you telling?
So if you have a great reputation, the circles that people run in, they will pass your name around. I was working for 9 different families at one time. It was on different days and different times, but I was working for 9 different families in DC at one time. 5 of them were connected because they worked for a politician, they were a lawyer, or they had something to do with on the Hill. And the other 3, one of them found me through the Northwest Current, but the other 3 of them knew me from the news. I worked for someone who worked with Channel 7 News, and she had friends, and my friend wants to do this, my friend wants to do that, and
they need someone to babysit, or they need a nanny for this. Before you know it, you're the permanent part-time babysitter, and then the full-time nanny for this family, and then
or they wanted to go out. Me and a couple of my girlfriends want to go out to eat, but they don't have a babysitter. Do you mind coming here if they bring the kids here, and y'all can stay in the playroom? I'll provide all whatever, and they'll pay your hourly rate.
An extra fee, of course.
Yes, they paid me an hourly rate. Each one of the parents, they paid me what I charged for however many children, that's what they paid me. It wasn't a nanny share. They paid me my hourly rate for if they had 3 kids or had 2 kids or what. They paid me my hourly rate that I charged for that many children. And those were
nice
lucrative.
Booking, boy.
Yes, those were at
least once a month. When that hit the bank, like
that's how I have done, and it helps if you are in a network. I am in a
Yeah.
network of newborn care specialists. I miss my network because they're in Dallas and I'm here. But I have gotten people from my Dallas network say there's somebody in Austin that just contacted me. Are you available? And I'm like,
Mm.
pew, I'm there.
How
So
far is Dallas from you?
it's a 3 hour drive
No, why are you talking like Dallas is around the corner?
because I used to live there. I lived there
Oh my
for
God.
5 years, 4.5, 5 years. And when I became an NCS,
America
one
is
of
huge.
one of the young ladies who got me into who was responsible for me doing Ask the Nanny. She pulled me into the network. She said, "Well, I trust you. This is the network of women." And then I made friends because it's not just NCSs. They're NCSs. They're postpartum doulas. They're lactation specialists. They're all of these. They have all this long list of. I got in with the network, so if I have
Mm,
a client who needs postpartum, I'm not a postpartum doula. But if I have
mm,
someone who needs a postpartum doula, I have a list of people. Hey, I need some help. How do I do this? What do I tell her?
mm,
Do we need to go straight to the therapist and bypass you? I ask
mm,
questions. I can call them up or send them a text message, but it depends. And a lot of them, all of us don't charge the same thing either
mm.
because of our expertise. What do we bring to the table? I'm not a postpartum doula, but the postpartum doulas that I have filled in for, who were doing newborn care and postpartum doula, they charge like $6 or $7 more because they bring more to the table. Because they're not only taking
Yeah.
care of the baby, they're taking care of mama
Right.
and the
Right.
general household. So when they tell me, we need you to come and take care of this, you gonna fill in for me for these many days, I'm like, yeah, because
Yeah.
I get paid the same amount they get paid, which means that that's a $7 raise for me, a $8 raise per hour for me. So
Mm,
you think I'm going to turn it down? No. Get with a network. Find out what they're charging, and when you know someone is charging less than you, but you know they are good, and you want them to fill in for you, well, how much do they charge? Same thing I charge you, and that
mm.
eliminates um, how about we just drop you and we go with the lower rate? Because we've had some people that will try to undercut you. You have them to fill in for you because this baby was born before that baby, before you ended a
No, it's
contract.
bad, man. It's bad.
Yes. So
It's bad.
you have to protect yourself. But when you go and charge people, charge what you are worth. I
But then you
can't
can't
charge
say
what.
that because some people don't know their worth.
Right. When I'm saying what you are worth, I'm saying I can't charge the same thing that a postpartum doula and a
Yeah.
newborn care specialist because she has more alphabets behind her name than I do.
Mhm. Mhm.
Whereas
Mhm.
someone else, I'm a new parent educator. I am a lactation specialist. I'm certified in certain things. But I know this person is good with babies and will be good. Their personality will be good with this family.
Mm.
So if I can give them the opportunity to fill in for me for a couple of days until I finish this contract, or if I'm not feeling well, then I will give them that opportunity so that they can gain um, some employment, gain some knowledge, be in a different environment because they're not working in the same environment that I'm working in. It will
Mhm.
give them a chance to get to know the parents. Oh, well, my friend is having a baby, but they know, we ain't letting go of Angela. But if you're available, we'll recommend you to her. That
Yeah.
gets you recommendations because word of mouth. If I have worked with you and your word of mouth is gold to me, I know you and your gold. Let me recommend you. Angela recommended you, so you must be good
Yeah.
because we
Yeah.
love her. So
Well, sometimes
therefore,
it's not even
the,
that they recommend you like that. They just talk about you.
yes.
Just what you do with their kids, and then other parents just love you off because they're like, this woman is constantly talking about you, and you did this for her
Mm-hmm.
child, and you did that for her child. So even that is word of mouth and recommendation without actually saying, here's Angela. You know what I mean?
Right. So you have to, your reputation speaks for yourself, for itself.
Yeah.
And
I
I'm not saying do not sign up for agencies, because that's a good way to go too. But when you
do
sign up
both.
for them, do both, do the word of mouth and do the agency. By the time one of the agencies, by the time she found me a job, I was already working. I'm like, I'm
Listen,
sorry, I can't. I'm already. Well,
they
you
message
signed
me and
up.
they're like, "Are you free?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm free till then."
Mm-hmm.
Within an hour or two, or even a day, they'll message me back, and I'm like, "Sorry, I'm booked up to the end of the month." And they're like, "But you just said you was." I'm like, "Yeah,
What?
but you took too long to come back."
it,
It happens.
and that's the thing. I have a lot of parents that say, "Do you have somebody that's good that can, come and take care of my child? Do you have somebody that's good that we need some?" And I was like, "Okay, let me get back to you," and I'll dial up. Okay, so are you available? Are you available? Are you available?
Yes.
And I was like, "Okay, here are the numbers. Okay, well, I'll get in contact with them. Okay, well, you wait 2 or 3 days. The good ones are always scooped up first. Always
It's
scooped up
true.
first."
Fernanda said, "I remember
I
one
remember
job."
one.
I can't see
Go
it's
ahead.
gone. Go ahead. Can you read it?
No, no. Okay. I remember one job I had filled up my whole year because of one recommendation. Yes,
There you go. There
yes.
you go. There you
When you
go.
have a recommendation, people will, and they will pay you what you ask for.
Listen, they don't
Because
ask. They're like, "Yeah, can we have you for this day?" And you're thinking, "I haven't even told you how much I charge."
yes, and they're like, "We don't
Yeah,
care,"
you have to still.
but you have, please make sure that you take them a contract just because they want you. Don't forego the contract. Don't forego what you know to do, which is take a contract. Get them to sign it. Get them to agree to your terms. If there's something that you don't agree with, oh well, we want you to do this, and we need you to walk the dog and do and scoop and poop and all that.
I'm gonna give you a few gems that I normally give to my mentees. So you guys are getting this for free, yeah.
All
You know
right,
me,
she
I don't
giving
really do much
she
for free.
handing out stuff.
You know, I'm giving
She
away stuff
handing
here
out
free.
stuff. Listen up.
With contracts, right? A very good way to handle, if you're someone that like the Spanish governess that finds it quite difficult to talk about money and stuff like that. With contracts, it's always best to try and get it signed before you get to the house. So when you get there, you don't have to talk about all the technicalities. How you can do that is there is an online service where you can upload your
DocuSign.
document. There you go. I wasn't gonna say it, but there you go. There's an online service. As I said,
DocuSign.
go to Google. DocuSign is a lifesaver for me. I
Mm-hmm.
make sure before I even step foot in your house, there's a contract that's been signed, and we can negotiate through email back and forth. But before I step foot in your house, that contract's been signed electronically. There is obviously I sign it, and then I can electronically sign it myself, and then I send it over to the parents. They read it,
Mm-hmm.
and if they have any queries, we go back and forth, we clear it up, and then once it's both signed, that is in our emails. You can take it off your email if you want and delete the email for confidentiality reasons, but at least there's something digital. So you don't have to print it off and give it to them. And I do bring a copy with me anyway. But it's
Mm-hmm.
obviously the signed one, and the one that they've agreed to. So that really saves a lot of time if you're gonna do that. But please try, guys, if you are watching this, try not to work without a contract, please. Because when you say how much
Yes.
should I charge, and you see a lot of the time I find when nannies come to me and they need help with setting boundaries, one of the main key things is they don't have a contract. And if they do have a contract, it's one that they didn't create. It's one that was just given to them like a flat rate one. Or they've kind of gone out of their job description and there's no clarity. With a contract,
Mm-hmm.
it brings you back to the base, to the root.
Yes.
Yeah. So if you're not worried, if you're worried about something, or you're like, oh, hold on, I said that this in the beginning, I signed this contract and these are my duties. Since then, they've had a new baby. I've had to take care of the dog and da da da. Da. And you look at your rate that you charged them in the beginning, and you think, you know what, this needs reviewing because I've taken on more duties. Now you need to charge more. Yeah. So these are things that are really, really important. Obviously, this isn't about contracts, but when you are doing the charges, you need to make sure that whatever you charge is within your contract. And also, like Angela said, the additional stuff. So what I want
Oh,
people to, sorry, go.
go ahead. Go
I was
ahead.
going
Go
to say
ahead.
one more thing.
Go ahead.
Quickly, sorry. What I want you to walk away with after this live is, when you ask someone how much should I charge, I want you to think about these things. Your experience. So how many years experience you have? Yeah. Are you confident in delivering the service that's being asked of you? Honestly.
Be
What
very
is your
honest with
skill
yourself
set?
about that.
Yes. Yes. Because some people think, anyway, shut up, shush. Skill set. Yeah. Skill set. Make
I saw
sure.
your face. Sorry. You just went,
Skill set.
let me back up.
Sorry. What skills can you bring to the job? Okay. Also qualifications. What qualifications you're working with? Also, how much is required of you? How many hours? How many children? Is it sole charge? Is it shared care? You need to take all these things into consideration. Are you going to be moving all around there? They got 4 different houses in 4 different countries. Are you going to be traveling to all the different houses? Are you in one location? Are you going to be having to do babysits every week? Are you going to be having to do proxy parenting 24/7 care? Like, all these things need to go into consideration before you give anyone your rate. And when people ask for your rate, always say to them, my rates are subject to change depending on the nature of the job. That's a very good way to just say, basically, it's bespoke. Based on what you are asking for, you're going to get a bespoke rate. And I know people say, yeah, but you could just give me a rough idea. And I said, okay, well, I can't give you a rough idea, but it starts from this. So it could be anything but this and up. So yeah, and you just kind of have to have a base rate. And if you're not sure, you can book a consultation with me or book a consultation with Angela and get our advice. Obviously, you have to pay for it, but it's worth it. You see, state your prices. And if you're doing several jobs in one, i.e., when I was a nanny, well, I am still a nanny, but before I went self-employed, I was doing potty training, sleep training, nannying, doing all these stuff as one. So me as a nanny, I'm doing all these stuff. So my rate is a bit higher because I'm not just being a nanny. I'm potty training your child as well, and I'm sleep training them, and I'm parent coaching you. So that's 4 or 5 different things in one. So of course my rate's going to be a bit higher than the average nanny who just comes to work, looks after your children, does an amazing job and leaves, right? So you need to take that into account as well. Don't forget that. I'm going to shut up now because Angela, I keep cutting you off. Sorry.
No. You were talking, and as you're talking, things kept popping in my mind. One thing that popped in my mind: your contract should be specific to you. Not
Yes.
if somebody gave you a general contract, because I have a lot of people say, "Do you have a contract, a template?" This is a template. You customize this contract to your needs. Even with my template, even with my big contract, I customize it to the needs of the family that I am working with. Some things do not apply. Some things do, some things don't. And I always put in there that this contract can only be amended in writing. We have to both agree to it. We have to both sign it so that it's not, oh, I thought we agreed to, no, where is the paper? I don't see no paper. I don't see it written down anywhere. Because what you think you're agreeing to and what they're actually saying, asking you, in their mind, oh, well, no, you don't have to take care of the pets. So in your mind, you're thinking, oh, they're going to take the dogs for a walk. They're going to let them out. They're going to get the poop, the scoop. They're going to do all this stuff. I don't have to worry about the dog, cat, and whatever. But remember this one thing. When they leave the house and the pets stay behind, you are taking care of the pets. If you're taking care of the baby, you don't make it to the back door to let the dog out in time, and they have a big mess on the floor, who's going to clean it up? You're going to let the child wander around and play in the poop that the dog left on the floor, or the pee, or whatever mess, or vomit, or whatever else they did on the floor? Now, whose responsibility is that? So, even though they say, oh, no, you don't have pets, if they're leaving the home and the pets are staying at home, while you are there? Yes, you do. Oh, then they call you. Can you let the dogs out for me? Pet care. Um, the dog chewed up the rug in the kids' room. And I didn't have time to clean it up before I left. Can you get that up for me? Pet care.
Heck yeah.
I'm just saying because all these things have
I'm just
happened to
saying.
me.
Yes.
When can you feed the dog? Okay, well, I don't know how much the dog eats. I don't know what the dog eats. Okay, well, it's a bag of food down there, and you add this to it. Okay, you asking me to cook for the dog because I need you to warm the chicken up to a certain in the microwave for 30 seconds, and then add the this food to it because he has to have a special diet. Yeah, you cooking for the dog. You the dog chef now. Pet care. When you get
Heck yeah.
to when you if you go into a house and they have pets and the pets are in
Yes, Nanny
home,
Kim.
that is in my contract. Okay, I have already
Mm-hmm.
added pet care in there because when I ask you, do you have dogs? Before I tell you my base rate, you have pets. Let's, let's add that on in there. Now here's my base rate, so you don't have to worry about pet care. They already paying you.
Yeah. So if they ask me, yeah, that's fine.
Do you
I
mind? We
don't.
have
You know
pets.
what? Oh, this is another one, Angela, because I've been a
Mm-hmm.
victim of this. I'm the same as you, where I go overboard and beyond. Sometimes too much. Sometimes
Mm-hmm.
as nannies, we don't mind doing things. So then we feel like, oh, because I don't mind it, I don't need to charge for it. No, that's not right. You still need to, okay? Because I've been there where, like you said as well, like, I love dogs, absolutely love dogs. So I want to walk the dog and I want to do all this stuff. So when they ask me, I'm like, yeah, cool, yeah, leave the dog with me, man. And then I'm thinking, Shada, are you all right? Are you all right here? Like, this is an extra job because there's little things like you now can't go out unless you take the dog with you, or just little things. So even if
Mm-hmm.
you don't mind doing something, still make sure that you cater that into your rate. Are we making this quite clear to you guys? Because
Yes.
we're seeing you
Oh,
here, but we don't know if we actually resonating. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? Give
Hi,
us some pink love
Stephen. How
hearts,
are
man. Let
you?
us know.
Okay. Somebody spoke to me. Sorry. I'm
Oh,
trying to
sorry.
read. Nanny Kim says, Nanny Kim smart boxes exactly. Contract. A contract is a sign of professionalism. As soon as you change your professional stance, you lose your power to be seen as such. Exact, girl. If you don't preach that message, as a say message.
Message.
The British nanny from Oz in Oz says it all comes down to being a professional and being treated as such. Yes,
Message.
ma'am. Yes, yes, yes. Preach, preach, preach. Come on, y'all.
Amen.
Talk to
Amen.
us. Uh-huh. Contracts are good. Uh I think we talked about that. I love this. I think that we got a lot of hand claps and smiley faces. Girl, go. Go, girl. You are worth it. Okay.
Because I'm worth it.
Yes, yes, because you were worth it. You know that you're worth it. But when you go to charge, if you don't remember nothing else, when you start wondering about how much to charge, you have to look at your experience. You have to look at what they're asking for, what the job entails. You have to look at the region that you are in. I don't know what they do in England, but I know here. Um, and I've had to tell this to several nannies. Well, when I was in DC, I charged so, 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 so. Well, now you're down south in a poor state. They
Mm.
don't work that way. You're gonna
Yeah,
have to
same
find
here. London,
you're
you
gonna
charge
have to
different.
find the elite of the elite to get that type of money. And
Yeah.
even that's at the top of their budget. So
Mm.
depends on the region or the state or wherever you are. Because I know Arkansas, Louisiana, their rates are a lot lower. What I charge for one in Arkansas is almost about $8, $9 an hour less than what I charge here. Just saying,
I'm just
because of the
saying.
cost of living, and it's nothing wrong with that because of the cost of living, your employer is not making what the Texas oil company is making. They're making what the Arkansas oil company is making,
Mm-hmm.
which
Mm-hmm.
is like here to here. There's a lot in between there. And you also want to leave yourself. You plan on staying with that family for a while and growing with that family, leave yourself some room for a raise. If you start at the top, you ain't got nowhere to go. I'm just saying.
Just
I'm
saying.
not ask, I'm not
I knew
I'm
it was
not
coming.
asking I'm not asking you to not um, make your worth or ask for your worth. But if you start at the very top of their budget, and
Just
they are
be
not
reasonable.
necessarily, yes, they're not getting necessarily guaranteed a raise when you want your raise. You got to do a contract. If after 6 months I have done it, it goes up a dollar to an hour, or after a year I get a certain percentage of raise.
Yeah, you can start at a certain rate. For instance, if you're negotiating and they're like, yeah, no, we can't do that, but you really want the job, you can start at a certain rate that's suitable for you and them, and then say, can we have a pay review in 6 months? You
Right.
can do that. I personally don't like that, because what if we have a pay review and I've done bare stuff and then you tell me that you can't bring me up? I'll just get vexed.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just being honest. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm
So
just saying.
I
She
think
just
some people
saying.
do that, and it works for some people. That personally doesn't work for me. But it does work. And like I said, I'm self-employed now, and I choose the families that I work for. I like working for multiple families. I get bored very easily, so I love the fact that I can. Each day is different anyway when you work with children, but when you work with different families, it's different setups. You tend to have your favorite family. When I go to this family, it's going to be like this, or when I go to this family, I know I need to be like this, or so it's good. I
Yes.
like it. And also you feel more appreciated, because you might go with a family that, I don't know, I think when you're self-employed, you tend to go with families that genuinely just appreciate you. But when
Yes.
you're in a permanent position, that's not always the same. But since I've been self-employed, every family I've gone with just been dope. I'm just like, yo, I love it. And
Yes.
it's true, you get what you pay for. That's right, British Nanny. You get what you pay for, and it's like that in any industry. If you're gonna pay for something and it's cheap, are you really gonna treat it well? No, you're not. But if you pay for something and it's expensive, you're gonna look after that, isn't it? And obviously, not to say that we're like objects, but it's kind of, in that way. You need to
Yes.
look after your
Yes.
nanny, because if your nanny's expensive, that means your nanny's probably high in demand. And if your nanny decides to leave, caca foot, mate. That nanny's not. You're gonna have to probably negotiate or compete with other families for that nanny. So people, if they get a really good top quality nanny, they tend to look after them really, really well, because they know.
Another thing I was going to say, when you're working when you are working self-employed, which is what I am, and I say self-employed because I never worked with an agency. I pick and choose the families that I work with. That's why when I'm going on interviews, when I know, okay, I have an opening and I need a
The Ferrari,
job,
not the
so
Ford.
I put several different contract. I fill out several different applications on these sites, and I go around and I'm like, okay, I'm not a good fit for you. I'm not a good fit for you. And I always
Oh
tell
my
the families,
goodness,
I always tell
Angela.
them, what?
No, what you're saying. I'm just
No,
like,
I always tell, I know, and I tell the parents, I am honest with them. I said, oh, we love you. When can you start? I said, well, I'm in the interview process now, and I have several other families that I'm interviewing with. And when I come up with a decision, a family that is right for me, um, once I finish interviewing and I review all my interviews and the best family that I'm a great fit for, that's who I will be going with. And I
yeah,
let them know. And it doesn't discount you from that, because you may be the best fit for me. I just don't know, because I have several other interviews. But I also, there are times when I go into a house and I know I'm not saying it, I'm not going, I tell them the same exact thing. And it's the truth. You are not a good fit for me. And I've told you the truth. I am still interviewing, and apparently that's good for me. That works. But when you're working with an agency and they send you out on jobs, sometimes you don't have that much of a choice.
You do.
Because of the when I say that much of a choice is because if they have certain clients and you go on 4 interviews and you're not a good fit for all of them, and and you just kind of, okay, so which one is the better, it's like choosing the lesser of 2 evils or 4 evils, or whatever, however many you want to. It's not. Sometimes you feel pressured. I need to take one of these jobs. I got to take one of these
Do
jobs.
some nannies feel that way?
Some nannies feel that way, and that's what I say. I like being,
I don't. Never.
I like being uh, freelance, or should I say self-employed. And when I say self-employed, I don't mean that I'm going to get a 1099. They're going to pay taxes for me. But when I say self-employed, it means I'm free to choose whoever I want to. I don't have to go on interviews that the nanny agency send me on, although a lot of them are very good. I'm not
I'm very
knocking
honest,
them.
I found a
I'm not
consultant.
knocking I'm not knocking the agencies, because I'm sure they have great jobs. But
They do. They
I
do.
love it because I love being free to choose and not feel the pressure of, so which one are you going to choose? Which one are you going to choose? Which one are you going to
But
choose?
you know what,
Like
Angela? You don't actually get that, Just from working with agency, I've never felt pressure to take a job. And I'm very honest. They always ask for feedback, and I say at the end, I don't think I'll be a good fit. And they ask why, and I say because
mm-hmm.
this mum said this, or this dad said this, and that's not the way that I nanny. They want a nanny that's a bit more like this, and that's not really the way that I work. Or they want someone that's more like, I feel like they might need someone that's more experienced in this, or I just don't feel like personality wise we will get on. Like, I'm very honest, so I've never ever felt like pressure to take a nanny job. But
Well,
I
I'm
don't
glad
know,
that you don't.
other nannies might feel that way with agencies, but I've never felt that.
Well, I'm glad.
Never felt that.
Okay. Uh,
Do you want to
Nanny
announce
announce
anything? You got any
Nanny
announcements?
announcement says, y'all speaking
Oh, there
all
you go.
facts and truth today. Just knowing your worth is so important. Yes, Nanny announcements.
That's
You
right,
speak it,
girl.
speak it, speak it. And British Nanny Now said, yes, you get what you pay for.
Yes, you do.
Ah. The Cambridge man said, be the Ferrari, not the Ford. Hey, Ford is reliable. I'm just saying. Ford is
I'm just
reliable.
saying.
But I am a Ferrari. I'm just saying again.
Oh gosh.
Okay. I personally don't care about raises. I charge what I want so that I'm not upset if I get a raise or not. But most of the time, I also take short term positions as opposed to a job that is long term in years. I do too. I get bored too quickly. I know me,
Yeah, me too,
which is
man.
why I
Me
love being
too.
an yes. I'm there for 2 or 3 months. I'm out. That's why I love what I do. That's why I love what I do.
Kim, you're lazy. This actually, I just want to interview and done. Such a Gemini. Such a Gemini. Well, people do the work for you, and you just turn up and be great. Such a Gemini. She reminds me
The
so much of
British
my best
nanny
friend.
says, if you care for your children, you care about your nanny, so that
You'd think so.
they will stay. Yeah, yeah. Nanny Kim says, see, I love an agency. I feel like I have been doing this long enough that the agencies work for me. Okay. I hate looking for work, LOL. I just want to interview and be done. This is true.
I did both.
I
I did
love the
both.
chase. I
No,
love
I
the
don't.
chase.
I
I
just like
do.
I just do both. I do
I
both, man, because it just brings in more work.
I love the chase. I like reading through the job description myself, and when they send me a message, okay, so what do you need? What do you? And I send a long list of questions. If I don't hear back from them, I was like, you don't really need me because you can't tell me what you need. You can't communicate with me,
Mm.
and I know if you can't communicate with me via email, then we probably gonna get confusion going on. But I love it. I love it. I love it, and I
Yeah,
love
Gemini.
creating jobs for me. The job that I'm on now, they wanted a part-time nanny. And at that time, I was creating um, the nanny retreats. And I was like, 8 to 12 sounds good. I could do everything else I want to do in the afternoon. And then when COVID came and everything, I was like, okay. And she said, well, yeah, we want you this. I said, have you thought about what you're going to do when the baby's born? How are you going to sleep? How are you going to? And I sat here and I talked them through it. And as yeah, we might want to consider that. Do you know they called me back and said, okay, so when you first start, we want you overnight for the first 6 weeks. And then after the 6 weeks, we go into the part time. I said, okay. Then they got 5 weeks in. Okay, well, we want to extend that contract another 2 weeks for overnight because we want her sleep trained. Okay. So then my nanny job, since I'm not doing the retreats, I said, well, I want something more permanent now. I want some more full time. So then that turned in from 20 hours to 35 hours. And I got to choose the hours that I work. So I was like, okay, I can do this. So
Listen.
I love the chase. I love negotiating. And they are sweet parents. They are brand new parents. They're older couple. They're brand new parents, and they're like, okay, so
I
what
love
do we
these
do now?
parents.
What do we do now? And I
I
feel like
love they just absorb everything.
yes,
I
and they
love
want to
it.
know,
Love it.
and I'm like,
They
y'all
want to
gonna have me
learn.
because yes,
Yeah.
yes, I'm like, okay, wait a minute, hold a minute, let me make sure I give you the right answer because I'm like, that's been
Yeah,
a
yeah,
long
because yeah,
time
you gotta
since I answered that question. But what about when they do this? And I'm like,
let me double check.
let
Yeah.
me ask Dr. Google right quick
I
because
know it's right,
I
but let me
know
just confirm.
I know that I know a lot of things, but I don't like
Oh,
saying, oh well, you just do this and do that, and then you're like, oh no, that was
yeah.
the wrong answer. That was something else. No, I I know that I don't know everything. And I know
Trust
that my
me.
brain can't hold everything that I have learned. So if
Mm,
I'm in question about it, I'll go grab one of my books, one of my textbooks, and like, yep, I
mm.
was right. Okay, now I can confidently give you the answer to this question.
Sometimes you forget little things if you haven't really. It's
Yes,
like when you haven't written a word for long and then you try to write it again, it looks wrong. So you're like, let me just
yes,
double check how to write this. It's kind of like that, isn't it?
yes. And then you know what I
That
do?
was a good analogy.
I would pick up my phone and I would create a message to my husband and I'll type in the word and it'll come up red with the red line on it and I'll click on it and it'll show me what the red. I say, okay.
Is
And then
that
I
you do?
close
Oh,
it out. I close it out and I forget to erase it. So when
yeah.
I punch, and sometimes I accidentally send him a word that I was trying to spell. And he's like, huh? What were you trying to spell? I was like, I'm sorry.
Oh, so
I was doing spell check. I accidentally sent you my spell check word.
it's so
So,
cute.
but yeah, I want to tell them the right answer the first time so that I won't have to pedal back because I may not be there with them. They may text me a question and I'm like, yeah, it's really, hold on, back it all up. Check it out. Okay, now I can send you that answer. Yeah. And I can send, and when I look it up, I can also send them an article to back it up.
Yeah. Well,
So,
I don't think some parents like that stuff with me. So one time I said an article, I explained something to a parent, and then I said, "Oh, like this article explains it just as good or probably better than me," and they took offense. I was like, "Oh, sorry, it was just a help." But you know,
I always
what?
send an
What do we want the
explanation with.
people? Ooh,
I always
what
send
do
an
we want the
explanation.
people to remember from this
Know
life?
your worth, first of all. And then add text.
And yeah, and experience, skill
And-
set, qualifications,
yes.
location, and
And
how
don't
much
take
you're
a
willing to
job.
work for.
Don't take a job that you are not confident you can fulfill that that qualification for that job. You may have
Yeah.
9 of them, and that 10th one, because you never know, that 10th one may be the very important thing, and then you come there and you have wasted that time on an interview. Well, we had all these things written down because we want this. So make sure that you're actually qualified
And
for the
ask
job. Are you
questions.
ask questions? How how important is this? Is this really that important to you?
Ask the parents questions.
Yes.
Find out what the job really
Really,
entails.
right. Ask questions. Don't just sit there in the interview and say, okay,
Assume. Yeah.
okay, sure, I'll take the job. No, because you okay to them means you're gonna okay everything. You're not gonna question anything. So
You're more than
question,
welcome,
question.
Fernanda. Thank you.
So contract. Always, even with word of mouth, always have a contract. Have a written contract. Be willing to negotiate certain items with your contract. Don't go in, it's written in stone and I'm not going to change it, because you miss out on a lot of good opportunities like that, because
Ask
they
the
may
right
be willing
questions.
to exchange one thing for another, and it may come out to your benefit. So don't have everything in your contract is written in stone and I'm not changing it. So be flexible.
Be flexible. Oh, we just said it at the same time. And ask the right questions at the interview. So important.
Yes.
On that note,
yes.
I wanted to mention that my ebook is coming out next month. Finally.
Yes.
And it is the ultimate. It's the ultimate guide, ultimate interview guide for landing your dream nanny job. It's literally going to be full of gems. It's got over 60 questions that you can ask. Obviously, you're not going to ask all of them, but it just, sparks different kind of in your brain to think, oh, right, I didn't think of that. I didn't know how to ask that question. And, so it's got over 60 questions in there. It's got things on interview etiquette, techniques, how to build relationships with agencies so you're the person they go to when the jobs come in. It's got all my gems over the last 20 odd years. Yeah, I'm giving it to you guys. It's releasing in February, so soon you'll be getting a it's digital. It's digital.
Yes,
of course it's digital.
yes,
So anywhere in the world, make sure you copy it. It's the ultimate interview guide for landing your dream nanny job, and I can't wait to get it to you guys. Like, listen, it's been taking me months. I've been trying to do this as well as a master's, so now it's finally done. So yeah, we're going to be releasing that soon. So please, if you haven't already, please sign up to my mailing list. You can click the link in my Instagram bio and sign up to my mailing list. You get a free potty training guide with that, my 10 tips on potty training. But you also will get, you will find out when the ebook is released 24 hours before the public. So if you sign up, you find out first and you can get it before anyone else. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So yeah, please sign up.
Knowing and
you can also sign up on my
having
website, nannysharz.com.
All right. Oh, my nose is itching. Somebody talking about me. Somebody being nosy.
Ooh.
That's what my grandmother used to say. When your nose is, somebody being nosy, trying to be all up in your business. So
that's when they say when your ears ringing.
Yeah,
someone's talking about you. When your hand's scratching, you're gonna get money or something like that.
It depends on which
the inside of the hand.
Inside of the hand depends. I think it's left going out, right coming in. It depends
left
on which hand you are.
Left. That's why my left is always because money coming out all the time. That makes sense.
Those are sayings from my grandmother. Now, I don't know how true those are, but they sound good. Look, wives' tale. That's But
you have any announcements?
Yes, I have a cookbook that's already out. You can purchase it on my website, atnanny.com. atnanny.com, or you can get it. Go to the Google store, the Google App Store. It's on the Google app, y'all. I got an app. Yes, you can download it straight from the app. It is digital.
What's the app called?
It's called Ask the Nanny Recipes Galore.
There you go.
And
go and support. You like to cook, or you want to learn how to cook, or you know someone that's good at cooking, or you want to teach someone how to cook, go get the ebook. on the App
Yes.
Store. At the
Oh,
what is it? ATNanny.com.
ATNanny.com. Also, the Sweethearts box. Now, this is not for England. This is strictly for the United States. I could ship to England, but it's going to cost you more than the
It'll
box
be a
is
lot of
worth.
money.
Yes, a whole lot of money. But the Sweethearts box, it has over 16 items in there to start your romantic evening. Y'all know, Cole, it's
Yeah, did you guys hear
Valentine's
her
Day is on
voice
a
change?
Sunday.
Your romantic evening.
Yes, your romantic evening, because I plan on having one too. But you know that all the restaurants, your favorite restaurants, are going to be full because of COVID. They're operating at half staff, and they're operating at half you only half the facility is going to be available. In other words, every other table. So you're going to be waiting in line. The
Do a date night at
Sweethearts,
home.
that's right. All you need is the ambiance, fireplace, you know, I got your sparkling beverage. I got some snacks, and little special
Just buy the box.
little hugs and kisses. Oh, and there's a thing in there called the morning after, and it's not a birth control pill. I'm just
You better
saying.
get that box.
So it is a little thing in there called the morning after, because hey, Valentine's Day is on Sunday. You got to be at work on Monday. You're gonna need something the morning after. That's all I'm gonna say.
All us single people, we will just read a book.
You
That's
you
it.
can
Read a book and chill.
you
Watch a
can
movie.
you even if you're single, the
I don't
box
mind. I don't really care for Valentine's.
the
I
box
don't really
is
celebrated it.
for you can be single, share with a friend, best friends, your besties. Y'all
Yeah,
can
true.
celebrate Valentine's Day together. There's
My birthday, this year, my
enough
birthday.
for two.
That's
It's a
right.
box made for two. I'll put it like that. So
There you go.
do that, do that, do that, do that.
Where can they purchase the box from?
You can PM me, and the box is from This Jam Good, which is one of my other companies. I believe in
She
multiple
an
streams of income.
entrepreneur.
I believe in multiple. This Jam Good. You can find it on Instagram. You can find it on Facebook. Just type in This Jam Good. It'll come
And they
up.
can order
Or
by sending you a message.
you can send me a message personally under Angela Johnson, under Ask the Nanny. I just ask for the Sweethearts box. Where can I
If
find
you're
the
in
Sweethearts box?
America and you
And
celebrate Valentine's, reach out to
yes,
Angela.
yes. And it's free shipping, which is a $22 value.
Say what now?
Yes, it's free shipping. I
Say
had
what now?
the Christmas breakfast box was a medium box. This one is the large priority mail box. So you get free priority mail.
Look at that. She's spoiling you
Yeah,
guys.
yes. Get your order in by January the 31st, because all boxes are being mailed on the 3rd of February, so that you can get it and make your plan for that night. You can see what's in there, like, oh, I'm gonna use this, I'll put that over here, put that over there. Oh, and then, oh yeah, I need that right there. Yes. So you can plan your romantic night with your sweetheart, with your best friend, with your dog, your cat, whoever you want to spend it with. Your mom and
Your
dad, send
loved
one to mom and
ones.
dad. I had several boxes. My Christmas breakfast boxes go out to several, matter of fact, several nannies and postpartum doulas. From one nanny, she sent 3 or 4. I had some of my old nanny families sent their family members boxes. So they are great gifts. Get it for yourself. Get it as a gift for someone else. I'm just saying.
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying. I will always be just saying.
Oh, we forgot to do the thing. Did you know today was the 21st? Someone sent it to me. The 21st. Today is going to be the 20 at 9:21. No, at 9:21, it's going to be the 21st of the 21st on the 21st year of the 21st century. Like, it was all like 21, 21, 21, 21. It's never going to happen again.
No, it's not. It's 012121. today.
0121. No, it's a time. Wait, someone sent it to me. It is.
What
Let me
is
see
it?
if I can find it. Can you guys see me on here? You can. So
can
it's
see you.
basically it's the 21st of it's the 21st. So you know, obviously, what do you guys call it? Army time, don't you? You call it army
Military
time. Military time,
it's
that's it.
military
So the
time.
2121, so it's gonna say 2121. It's already gone here, but obviously it's not for you guys. 2121 on the 21st in the 21st century. I just think that's proper
The
pause.
20
I actually
is
feel like I've meditated this morning, but I need to meditate again.
2100 hours. That's what it's called. 2100 hours. Which is
Is that what
9
you say?
o'clock.
2100 hours. Yeah,
2100
9
hours.
o'clock. So it's going to be 21 minutes past 21 on the 21st. Get it?
On the 21st day, 21st day
right?
of
At the
the
21st century.
So 21, 21, 21. Gotcha.
21, 21, 21. Hey, 21, 20. That
Hey.
could be a rap song. 21,
And
21,
my boss
21.
told me
Hey,
this morning
hey.
as I was like, you do realize it's 121, 21. I said, yeah. She said, it'll never happen again. I said, that's true. I was like, 222.
That's why today was a good day. Today was a really
Yes,
good
it's a
day.
good day. It's a great day.
It's a good day.
It's a great day. My baby slept last night for 9 hours. And she's
Go,
only 6
Angela.
weeks.
Go, Angela. Go, Angela.
She's
Go,
6
Angela.
weeks
Go,
old,
Angela.
but she's a joy.
They're so good.
I love my babies, and I love it when I
Yes.
catch that window at between 6 and 8 weeks, and they get it because she just decided last week when she turned 6 weeks on that last Wednesday. Okay, I'm gonna sleep more than 3 hours at a time. That was the first time she slept for 4 hours. The night after that, she slept for 6 hours. The night after that, she
She's
slept
learning she can do it on her
almost 9.
own.
Yes. When you sleep condition and make that room and all the conditions and have them on a routine, they get used to it. And because now at 9 o'clock in the morning, she's like, I said, yep, it's nap time. She knows 9 o'clock. She starts whining. And as soon as I put her in there, put her pacifier in her mouth, she's like,
she's gone.
She is gone. She knows when nap time is. And I'm like, yes, my baby, no. I know that probably doesn't mean anything to you all, but I get so excited.
But it excites
when
us.
My baby, I get excited when my babies get it. When that light bulb comes on and that switch goes click, and yep, okay, I'm gonna sleep now.
Trust me.
Yes.
The best feeling. Guys, we love you so much. Thank you for tuning in.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll see you next week. We are back every Thursday, 3 p.m. Central Standard Time and 9 p.m. UK time. It's the Nanny Hookup. Make sure you share this. Let other people know that there's 2 dope nannies. They have a chat show every Thursday. It's jokes, it's gems, it's authentic, it's real, it's educational, it's entertaining,
it's empowering.
Angela,
it's empowering.
Oh,
it's educational.
Great. Hey,
it's elevation.
And we're both a bit bonkers as well, so that helps.
Yes. And we live parallel lives. I was talking to you,
literally,
somebody last night. Alexa Ray was like, "Oh, I love." What's today? Thursday? No, Tuesday night. I had Alexa Ray on Ask the Nanny, and she was like, "Oh, I love Sharz. Oh, Sharz, Nanny Sharz."
I love her. I literally just on the phone to her. Just before this, I just got off the phone to her.
Yes,
so that's so
she
funny
said,
you mentioned her.
She said, I love
that's
Sharz.
My girl.
I love her. I said, yes. She said, yeah, that's my mini-me. She said, I know. You guys are so cute together. Yeah. Love her. I'm
going to watch it. I saw it. I'm going to go watch the replay now, actually. But yeah, love you guys. We'll talk to you soon. I want to go back to work, to be honest. So take care.
All
Bye.
Right. Bye.
Oh, later. How do we come